Hello, my name is David Baker. I'm Managing Director of GNX Enterprises Limited. GNX Enterprises was founded in 1984 with a prime objective to offer a special service to the investment casting industry. We found that a lot of investment foundries were buying in standard equipment and modifying it, and we believe they were not getting the best service from this. There are, of course, some equipment that you have to buy in that's already been designed and built with a proven record, such as wax presses, such as automated shelling systems, measuring tables, x-ray equipment, etc. To back this up, I had 14 years experience with one of the major investment casting groups in the UK. So I'm very familiar with all aspects of investment casting, right through the whole process. In the casting of commercial steels, very high precision aluminium, and the super alloys casting turbine blades. We can supply a single piece of equipment just to fit in part of the process, or we can supply a whole turnkey package, including the process technology. We've recently done an installation to a foundry, putting in a robotic system for their shelling system. And we'd like to show you that system now. So if you'd like to come with me, we'll go and have a look. So here we are, Anderson Stewart Castings, a foundry just outside of Glasgow. Recently we did an installation of a Shellomatic fully automated shelling system. So let's go and have a look. Here we have a typical shell room hand dipping system. It's made up of the two slurry tanks, the two fluidized beds, one for each of the different stuccos. Whilst this is an excellent system, it does have its limitations, plus it generates a lot of waste material and mess. Secondly, as you can see, the operators are loading and unloading the moulds from these mobile racks, which are then put underneath static fans. This lengthens the amount of drying time. It also takes up valuable floor space. With this particular customer, they have a very increased order book, plus the fact they're getting more patterns on the moulds, which is resulting in heavier moulds, plus they need to cut down the throughput time. And to do this, we've built them a new system, which we're going to have a look at now. This is the system we have put in for this customer. It comprises the core element, the Shellomatic 250 robot. The 250 stands for the weight in pounds it can manipulate. The system is made up, basically the robot, with a control panel that the operators can reach easily, a pre-wet water tank, two slurry tanks, two fluidized beds, and a blower unit. All this is used in conjunction with a Bridgeveyor overhead conveyor. The customer gave us a requirement of 96 stations at 3-foot intervals. Because we've got the conveyor over 3 levels, we have managed to give the customer 111 stations. Now I want to talk about the different components individually. One of the features of this system, and one of the requirements of the customer, was to speed up throughput. Now, one of the ways of doing this is to ensure an efficient air movement of the moulds when they're drying. We went to Shell-O-Matic, gave them the drawings of the system, and they designed these purpose-built fan systems. As you can hear from the noise, the air circulation and movement is very efficient. There are 2 horizontal banks of 4 fans and 2 vertical banks of 2 fans. These can be purposely made to fit any system. In this particular application, we've used a Bridgeveyor overhead conveyor system. We've chosen this for 2 reasons. One is the short lead time in obtaining both the conveyor and any spare parts needed. Because we've gone up 3 layers, 3 tiers, we've had to use 2 drive units, one on the 2nd level and one on the 3rd level, to cope with the weights being carried on the conveyor. We would point out that we have had excellent technical backup from Bridgeveyor to help us with this installation. Looking at the system from a high view, it gives you a better idea how it's laid out. We have the robot, which in this situation moves backwards and forwards, being able to take in either the water tank or that fluidized bed, this slurry tank, that fluidized bed, and in the end, that slurry tank. In other applications, this traverse can be made longer to incorporate more fluidized beds and maybe more slurry tanks. The robot also has an index action of 360 degrees. It has a tilt action of over 90 degrees either way, and an up and down action with a rotation in the head. This will copy the exact motions that a man does when they're hand dipping. Okay, what are these main advantages of this system? The robot, its sheer capacity, it can be doing 4 moulds at a hit, whereas a manual operator can only do 1 mould. Another advantage is we get less spillage of materials and the shell room stays cleaner. By using the overhead conveyor, we're saving floor space, and the fact that the moulds are continually moving over moving fans, we're getting a far better movement of air into the moulds to increase the drying. So now you've seen what we're capable of doing, and this is obviously just one part of the process. In terms of distance, that's no object. We'll go anywhere in the world. And in terms of what the requirement is, whether it's small or large. So if you've got a requirement, a special need, something that needs resolving, then give us a call. The telephone number, fax number and email number will be at the end of this film. Goodbye.